ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome everyone to the seventh session on the Purushottama Yoga, 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Last six sessions we have seen the first six shlokas of the 15th chapter. Let's quickly begin our discussion on the seventh shloka. In the first six shlokas, Krishna spoke about the material world and this upside down material tree and the process of cutting that tree, that is with detachment. And he also spoke about the process of going to the spiritual world and the qualities of spiritual world, qualities of Krishna's own abode. Now, in the seventh shloka, Krishna describes our identity. This is one of the most important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Many times people in this world, they have a confusion. Who are we? Are we this body? Are we this mind? Are we our intelligence? What exactly is my identity? Different people have different identities in this world. Some identify themselves with their families. Some identify themselves with their countries or their varnas, their ashrams, their designations, their positions. There are so many roles and responsibilities that they're playing in this world. But what exactly is our permanent identity? Because these temporary identities will change. Today I may be a student, tomorrow we can be a job holder in some company. Today somebody may be a doctor, tomorrow the doctor can become a patient. So the identities in this world are often temporary, they have a beginning and they have an end. But what exactly is our eternal, constitutional, spiritual, permanent identity? That Krishna says in this beautiful shloka, very important shloka. We are all eternal souls. Krishna already revealed it in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, but in the 15th chapter, he's getting more deep. Basically, Krishna highlights our connection with Him. We are spiritual, we are conscious, and we are connected to Krishna forever. That Krishna reveals in this shloka. ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति। ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. Let's see the meaning of this shloka. The keyword in this shloka is amsha. Amsha means a part. Hmm. Krishna says, Mama eva amsho jiva loke. In this jiva loka, in this material world filled with so many jivas, jiva means living beings, right? Every jiva is sanatanaha, eternal. And every jiva is mama eva amsho. Mama eva amsho is mama eva amsho. Eva means definitely, certainly. Mama means my. Who is that me here? Krishna. So Krishna is speaking this, right? Mama eva amsha means they are definitely my parts, my fragmental parts. They are my amshas. Jiva bhutaha sanatanaha. Who is my amsha? Only human beings are Krishna's amsha? No. Only Kshatriyas are Krishna's amsha? Only Brahmanas are Krishna's amsha? Only sannyasis are Krishna's amsha? No. Only Indians are Krishna's amsha? Only Americans are Krishna's amsha? No. Jiva Bhutaha Sanatanaha. Every single living being is an amsha of Krishna. Whichever background they may belong to. whatever may be their nationality or gender or species or whatever it is, every single living being is an Amsha of Krishna. All human beings are Amshas of Krishna. All animals are Amshas of Krishna. All birds are Amshas of Krishna. All trees are Amshas of Krishna. Every single living being, every jiva in the entire creation is an Amsha of the Supreme God. That's what Krishna says. Jiva bhutaha sanatanaha. That shows that all of us are spiritually connected to each other with Krishna in the center. I am an Amsha of Krishna. All of you are Amshas of Krishna. And those are not here, they are also Amshas of Krishna. So, because all of us are Amshas of Krishna, all of us have an eternal bonding and connection with Krishna, we are also connected to each other with Krishna in the center. Right? Thus, someone who is materially absorbed, someone who is in material consciousness, thinks of oneself as a member of their own little family with whom they have a bodily connection or biological connection, blood relation, right? For a normal person, their family is their world. But for a spiritually advanced person, the world is their family. Because this world is a manifestation of Krishna, this world is filled with living beings who are amshas of Krishna, and they're all spiritual beings, and they are our spiritual siblings, right? They're all connected to Krishna, and we are connected to Krishna. Therefore, we are connected to each other with Krishna in the center. That's the deeper meaning of this. Then, although we are all spiritual in nature, Krishna is supremely spiritual, being his parts, we are also spiritual, right? Although we are spiritual, Sanatanaha, we are eternal beings, we are Amshas of Krishna. Two words are spoken about the souls here, about the jivas here. One is they are Amshas of Krishna, second they are Sanatana, they are eternal, not temporary. However, Manaha Shasthani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati. Karshati means they are struggling hard in this material world. Although they are spiritual in nature, they are parts of Krishna, they are struggling in this world. Why is this struggle? Manaha, because of mind. Indriya, because of senses. We have senses and we have mind. We have five senses and one mind. Put together, there are six. Shashta. Shashta means six. Because of these six things, five senses and the mind, Prakriti sthani, we are caught up in this material world and we are struggling. The reason for our struggle is we are caught up in this material world. And although our identity is spiritual, our identity is that we are servants of Krishna, we are amshas of Krishna. But we are struggling in this material world because we are identifying ourselves with this material world, with Prakriti, with material nature, and with the material mind, with material senses, and with material sense objects. That's the source of our struggle. So Krishna revealed our original spiritual identity as his parts. He described our eternal nature as Sanatana, and he also said that the reason for our struggle in this material world is we are over identifying with material nature. We are too much caught up in this six things: mind and the senses, five senses, eyes, nose, tongue, ears, skin. We are caught up in uh, pursuing enjoyment for these five senses and the mind. Now, let's go deep into this. Krishna, very popular example, oftentimes given, even kids know this example. Krishna is like supreme fire. We are like small, tiny sparks of that fire, right? We are all tiny spiritual sparks of unlimited Krishna fire. If it is difficult for you to understand the word Amsha, just understand this simple analogy. Uh, Krishna is compared to this fire, and we are all tiny sparks of that supreme fire of Krishna. And the tiny spark is called Amsha, right? So we are Amsha, we are the Jivas. Or another example is given in the scriptures. Prabhupada often gives this example. Krishna is like an ocean. We are like tiny drops of that ocean. Now, a drop of a water in that ocean and the ocean itself, they both are of same nature, same quality. A drop of water has the same nature as the ocean. Similarly, we have qualities like Krishna in a tiny quantity. So, ocean is Krishna, drops are the living entities. So, just like a drop of water is an amsha of the ocean, all the jivas are amshas of Krishna. And just as the quality of the drop of water in the ocean are same, similarly the quality of jiva and Krishna are same, but the quantity is different. The ocean has millions and trillions of liters of water, and this ocean little drop of water has very tiny quantity of water. But qualitatively, both are same. If the ocean water is salty, a drop of water is also salty. If fire has heat and light, the spark of fire also has some heat and light. Similarly, Krishna is eternal and spiritual. We are also eternal and spiritual, right? So we are qualitatively similar to Krishna, but quantitatively different from Krishna, right? Quality is same. He is spiritual, we are spiritual. Very popular analogies. Now, we are part of Krishna, but we chose to stay apart from Krishna, therefore we suffer. We are talking about the struggle part. The sloka has two parts, right? First part reveals that we are amshas of Krishna. Second part reveals that we are struggling in this world because of the mind and senses. Let's go to the second part. We are part of Krishna, but if we stay apart from Krishna, we suffer. What keeps us apart from Krishna, although we are a part of Krishna? When we don't perform bhakti, we are apart from Krishna. We are separate from Krishna. Our material ambitions keep us away from spiritual consciousness. When we find Krishna unnecessary, we think of this material, worldly unnecessities as necessary, right? So when we think that this material world is substantial, it's necessary, we think Krishna is unnecessary. That's what keeps us away from Krishna, and that's the source of our struggle, right? So now, uh, let's see this. When we become disconnected from Krishna spiritually, internally, whatever we do boils down to one thing: struggle. Karshati means struggle, right? When we stay away from the Supreme Lord Krishna, when we choose not to perform bhakti, when we choose not to perform any spiritual activities, we end up struggling. We struggle with what? Mind and senses. Simple. Mind and senses are constantly making us struggle. Mind says, let's be lazy, let's be complacent. The tongue says, I want some junk food. Anger pushes us to fight with others, quarrel with others. The eyes are constantly desiring for endless entertainment, keeping on scrolling on the phone, right? So, this mind and senses are distracted, and that's why we are struggling. If we disconnect ourselves from Krishna, we struggle. By the way, please don't misunderstand. When some slokas in Bhagavad Gita recommend bhakti strongly, connection with Krishna strongly, and because you are not connected to Krishna, you are struggling in this world, it's not like we are being threatened. It's not a threatening statement, it's a loving statement. A statement which is made out of deep concern and love and affection and empathy and sympathy upon us. For example, if the father says, my dear child, we came to this market, we came to this big shopping mall. Don't leave me. Just hold my hand. Whatever you want, you ask me only. You always be under my vicinity. Don't run here and there. If the father instructs the child to always be with him, is the father egoistic? Is the father threatening the child? Father is caring for the child. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that you are struggling because you are not connected to me. You surrender to me, I will take care of you. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami namasusah sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. When Krishna says all these things, you surrender unto him. He is saying it out of care, like a loving father, right? If we neglect Krishna, if we ignore Krishna, mm, we are struggling in this world. Like Manaha shashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Our mind makes us struggle. Our five senses will make us struggle. Just imagine, those who are children here, just imagine you are given six very playful, naughty monkeys. And you need to control them. You are asked to control six naughty monkeys. How effectively can you do that job? How is it possible for you? The six monkeys are going in all directions, and you have to control them, you have to discipline them, you have to make them do some productive work. Not possible for average people. Only Ramachandra can do that. Lord Ramachandra can control millions of monkeys and make them do some productive activity of constructing a bridge. But ordinary people, they can't handle even six playful monkeys. Who are the six playful monkeys that we need to handle? Our own mind and our five senses. Our five senses, distracted senses, constantly looking for enjoyment, and our own distracted mind, constantly in social media and other things. So, this mind and the senses, manaha shashtani indriyani, these six items are like six playful monkeys, and it's very difficult to control them. And attempting to control them, discipline them, regulate them is the cause of greatest struggle, karshati, right? But when we engage these very senses and mind in Krishna's service, savai manaha Krishna padaravindayor vachamsi vaikuntha gunanavardhani, when we engage our mind in thinking of Krishna's beautiful pastimes, sweet pastimes, when we utilize our eyes to see Krishna's beautiful form, sweet form, when we use our ears to hear Krishna's wonderful stories, when we use our nose to smell the tulsi leaves offered to Krishna, when we use our tongue to sing Krishna's songs and chant Krishna's names and eat Krishna's prasadam, when we use our hands to touch Krishna's deities, touch Krishna's devotees, and offer obeisances to them, thus, when there is spiritual engagement for all the six senses, we are connecting with Krishna. We are acting as amshas of Krishna. We are supposed to be amshas of Krishna, but we are not acting as amshas of Krishna. And one more thing is there is this controlling propensity. We want everything to go our way. So, and we think that we want to control everything. Everything should go according to my decision, my expectation. That also creates some difficulty. But why do we have the tendency, independent tendency? Because we are amshas of Krishna, right? So Krishna is supremely independent. And as amshas of Krishna, we also have minute independence, right? I was speaking about the struggle. Huh? Like because of independent nature, if a uh, if a fish comes out of water and you offer the fish some jewelry, some simhasan, great throne, you offer a new smartphone, some gold, some coins, some burger, pizza, dollars. I don't know what is this. This is some video game, something like that, and some scents and some different ornaments and clothes and so many things you offer the fish. Can the fish be happy? Definitely not. Similarly, when we are away from Krishna, when we are not connected to Krishna, when we are in this material world pursuing enjoyment for the mind and the senses, so senses are being offered so much of enjoyment in the form of sense objects. Mind is being offered so much of enjoyment in various forms, some emotions and feelings and desires and thoughts and imagination and speculation and attachment, aversion, so many things mind has. So, although, and all these are compared to these objects being offered, very attractive. But the real happiness of the fish lies in being connected to Krishna, right? Just like the fish becomes happy only when you leave the fish in the water. If you take the fish out of water and offer all kinds of enjoyable objects to the fish will struggle only. Similarly, we are spirit souls. We are parts of Krishna. We are amshas of Krishna. Our greatest happiness is there in our connection with Krishna, in our service to Krishna, in our loving relationship with Krishna. And if we ignore that loving relationship with Krishna and stay in the material world, we are struggling with this mind and senses, right? And we need to channelize our independence to come back to Krishna. As I said sometime back, Krishna is supremely independent. And because we are his amshas, we are minutely independent. And if we misuse that minute independence, all problems will start. Our real struggle starts when we misuse our minute independence. So instead of misusing that minute independence, let us channelize it. Let us use it properly in Krishna's service, in connecting with Krishna. Independence without guidance is dangerous, right? So we have independence. Yes, all of us can independently think. But our independent thinking must be guided by the scriptural knowledge, by the teachings of scriptures, right? Everybody has some independence, but their independence must be guided properly, channelized properly. They can use their creativity, they can use their intuition, they can explore things in this world, but with some guided wisdom. Independence without guidance is dangerous. And it seems difficult for the ego to accept that I am dependent on somebody. But we help ourselves the best by helplessly depending on Krishna, because that's our natural condition, right? Our natural condition is to be connected to Krishna. We are anshas of Krishna. That's our constitutional position. For example, a drop of water disconnects from the ocean and goes on the land. It will dry in some time. In just few minutes, it will dry. But if the drop of water is inside the ocean, it is happy, right? So, bhakti empowers us to use our independence fully and fulfillingly and meaningfully and purposefully. In bhakti, of course, there are some restrictions, some rules and regulations, four regulative principles, etc. But but all these restrictions lead to ultimate freedom. They are meant for a good cause. Instead of struggling with the senses in the material world, better have some restrictions in the material in while practicing bhakti and be freed permanently from this material world. In short, to conclude our discussion on this shloka, I'll just show these 3 points. First, let's recognize our identity. What is our identity? We are souls. We are amshas of Krishna. Second, channelize your activity. What is that activity? Bhakti activity, bhakti karma. Sometime we were discussing papa karma, punya karma, bhakti karma, right? Last week. Papa karma is impious activities, sinful activities. Punya karma means pious activities that give us high grade enjoyment in the material world. But bhakti karma means spiritual activities. Spiritual activity means activities that are meant to please Krishna, hearing about Krishna, chanting Krishna's names, all that. So that is channelizing our activity. Then we should, then thus we spiritualize our destiny. Recognize your identity, channelize your activity, and spiritualize your destiny. That's the proper use of our minute independence. That's the most fulfilling way of living life. And these are some thoughts on this seventh shloka of the 15th chapter, which primarily teaches us that soul is eternal. Soul is definitely different from the body, and the soul is an amsha of Krishna. Soul belongs to Krishna, but the soul struggles with the mind and senses in this world when the soul forgets Krishna. And real happiness is there in reconnecting ourselves with Krishna, realizing that we are amshas of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we'll discuss more from the 8th shloka of the 15th chapter. And because of disconnection from Krishna, we struggle, right? How is that struggle? What is the nature of that struggle? We will see from tomorrow. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.